to have someone that you kind of mentor and care so much about, Marcus, going through the process of getting ready to be, one of the top guys selected in the NFL?
I'm just excited for Marcus. I can't wait to watch him perform at the next level. I really don't care if he goes first or second or sixth, as long as he ends up in the right place and gets on a good team so he can be successful.
Did you give him any advice about the NFL?
We talk football in life all the time,
Yeah.
so I'm sure there's been some things that I've tried to share with him. He's on a little different path than I was on since I was a third-round special teams player. But he's prepared, and it's going to take him a lot less time than people think it is to get ready for that level.
Are there misconceptions or perceptions that you enjoy, like telling the NFL people when they question you about him, kind of setting that straight from your mind?
I think anytime anybody's been the guy for so long, they start to nitpick at him. This is the first time I've ever heard that he's too nice a person. I've never heard anybody say that about an NFL draft pick before. The kid is the smartest football player I've ever been around, so as far as him learning a new system or being able to function in a new system, whoever gets him is going to be shocked at how fast he picks everything up.
Are you sort of surprised, or are you sort of scoffing at people the way it looks like he's doing, going from playing in the shotgun to playing under center, getting ready for the pros?
Well, number one, he's a phenomenal athlete and he can really throw. So all you're really going to have to do is teach him whatever footwork you want, and he'll be able to do it. That's going to be easy for him. And secondly, I think in the Super Bowl, Tom Brady was operating out of shotgun at least 80% of the time, if I was guessing. So, I think people are making too much of a lot of that.
Do you think some teams are going to nitpick their way right out of a superstar?
No, because I think if somebody really wants him, they're going to have to go up and get him, and he's not going to be on the board for very long. I just hope he ends up in the right place.
How is Lockie handling that balance of helping the younger guys and competing for the job he wants so bad?
Jeff's looked as good at the quarterback position as I've seen him look since he's been at Oregon through these practices. He's operating well, throwing the ball well. He understands it. The young guys are playing catch-up, trying to get up to that point, but we've seen some good things out of them too.
As the offensive line progressing, you guys lost a lot of key players, 2 draft picks. How are you guys improving? Do you think you guys are going to be on par this fall as what you were last year?
Well, we got a long way to go. Every year there's got to be some guys that step up and take some places and fill in some roles. Tyler Johnstone's not doing everything out there right now, but we're anxious to have him back, and he's the leader. And then they got a bunch of young guys that are going to be fighting for another position or two. So it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out, but we got some talent there, and they're getting better every day.
Is Matt Pearson one of those guys that was looking forward to seeing how he steps up and fills some roles?
Yeah, Matt Pearson did a great job for us last year when we had a bunch of injuries, and he stepped in and played really well for us. So we're expecting the same thing out of him. He gives us some flexibility because we feel like he can play 3 or 4 different positions on the line, and once it all sorts out, we'll figure out which spot is his.
What have you guys seen from Evan Bayless so far this spring?
Evan Bayless really came on last year too. He was behind Farrow until the unfortunate thing happened to Farrow, and he actually Evan played really well down the stretch. So we're counting on him this year, and he looks even better this spring than he did last fall.
Fisher and Johnson have been such big impact players at tackle. Do you think Crosby has the potential to be as good as them down the road?
Yeah, I think Tyrell has a ton of potential. He came in. It's hard to play on the offensive line as a true freshman. Jake Fisher did it. Now Tyrell's done it. Expect Tyrell to improve by leaps and bounds for next year. And with him and Tyler, we should be in line to have 2 really good offensive tackles. And another year of growing ought to make Tyrell even better.
How has Royce progressed for you this spring?
Royce is great. Royce is the same guy every day he comes to practice, big and strong and fast, and knows what he's doing and plays hard. We're to the point that I don't really need to see Royce do much out there in spring ball because I know what he can do and I trust him. We got a bunch of young backs that I hope can start taking some more reps.
This is Morgan's first spring. Is he kind of more on point with what it takes to compete, at Oregon now?
Yeah, I think Morgan, Travis, and Ty all are ahead of where I expect them to be as far as knowledge. of our offense and knowledge of the game, and that was really what Ty and Morgan really needed to do in particular, was make sure that they were up to speed with the other quarterbacks, understanding how to run the team, understanding what their reads were, and it took those guys a little while, but they're getting to the point that they know what they're doing.